grab football, man. Listen, Fulham 0, Man United 1. Bruno, bit of magic from Bruno saved us. But we just had to win. We just had to win.
Yep, we just had to win. I mean, really happy that, you know, we get the 3 points at the end of the day. But I don't want to say that I'm fooled by the performance. You know, it wasn't good enough today. It's just one of those ones where, again, you know, before City, we were scraping through games. You know, the last 3 games, it's been close matches, you know, 1-0s, 2-1s. And today was like a really close, even match, 1-0. Bruno comes up with the goods. So, you know, a positive from there. And I think the back line was really impressive in terms of just keeping a clean sheet, you know, defending all the counter charges that they were offering. Because that's what they seemed like they were going to offer, was a counter attack themselves, because of how poor the quality game was as a whole. But proud of Bruno, man. You know, comes through and scores a big goal against Burnley, comes through and scores a big goal again today against Fulham.
And that's, look, I was sitting there, you saw me, I'm saying, listen, get him off. Everyone's saying, get him off. Does that show why Erik ten Hag left him on?
Yeah. 100%, and that's why he's the captain of the side. You know, we look at it, and there's not many captains within that team, especially today anyway. You know, there wasn't much people that looked like a leader of the side, and even Bruno, he was shocking today.
Awful.
Wow, flex. I really have to make that statement there, because I think people might think, oh, you know, you're praising Bruno and stuff. No, he was absolutely diabolical today. And those that think they should have come off today at some point, I can 100% agree with them. But it's like, you know, you need those kind of players that come up with the moments. And we were talking about under previous managers, Moments FC and stuff. Well, he epitomizes that kind of style of football, and he's been able to produce that moment today. And you know, we needed those 3 points. It's so important, those 3 points, and then hopefully we can go on to produce better performances.
Obviously, we'll talk about the context of the win and the team and the performance, but I want to do some positives because it's been so negative recently. Let's talk about some positives. Harry Maguire, because you know he had a good game today, solid,
outstanding, and to get the adversity early, you know, knocked. It looked like his eye was bruised massively in the first 3 minutes of the game, and then he gets another knock from the same forward again. You know, difficult to play under those circumstances, but in terms of blocks, really good. Again, the counter attack, something that we see as a big issue for him, guarding the space behind him, you know, was good. Running back towards goal was okay. I mean, had a little chance against William. William beats him 1v1, but there's players around him. Wan-Bissaka's around him, so Maguire was brilliant today. Even his heading ability, which we didn't see a lot of big headers towards, but it was little cushion headers into Evans. Just keeping possession of the football. Good switches out wide. That normal, it is usually into the same defensive line as to his fullback, not clever clip pass like Evans can do, like Martinez can do. But you know, he was good today, man. And even his defensive partner Evans, I didn't see him make the line breaking passes, because by the way, Maguire was making line breaking passes today. He was making good line breaking passes, getting us into that midfield, unlocking midfielders when they're making the spaces. So they deserve
a bit of credit, them two. Like, obviously we just spoke about Maguire, but them two as a partnership. Obviously, we got kicked up against City, got kicked up against Newcastle with them two playing, but we've never come away from those 2 games saying that they're the issue. See, they're not, because Rafa Alvaren's sitting on the bench, bro, and they've just kept a clean sheet.
Listen, and that's the awkward thing for Ten Hag here. It's like he's 2 players that are from yesteryear, in my opinion, in terms of what they offer to our club. They're keeping out players that have been fantastic right now, or at least last season for us, you know, in terms of Varane. But then again, does Varane have an injury? I'm not 100% sure on that. But in terms of what they're providing these last few matches, it's been very good. They've stopped us from 6s and 7s against City and Newcastle.
Yeah, that's true. It would have been worse if it wasn't for them. Wan-Bissaka back as well. That's another positive.
Thank you, man. I mean, and I'm glad that we get to speak on him, because he's been really good this game. I mean, the other game wasn't, you know, you could see just coming into it, but today you can see why Delo is nowhere near that level, unfortunately. You know, okay, going forward, good, and has scored big goals for us, and appears in good areas. I think he's more complete as a fullback in terms of where he can appear in the pitch and increase overloads, and he's a bit more intelligent. But Wan-Bissaka will get to that level. You know, I think I've seen him, you know, join in the forward line, part of the 6. I've seen him make fantastic recovery tackles today. You know, there's times,
that's his game, isn't it?
There's times where it just looks like the player's gone past him, or he's definitely going to get beaten, or you know, a player, the winger's in trouble, and it's a 2v1 against for Wan-Bissaka, and he's able to deal with it comfortably. And then even when players are crowding him and it's an offensive play, he's just so calm and composed, will find his out ball and goes from there. So brilliant player.
He's a massive plus having him back in it, going for. You're always, I know, very big on Ten Hag hasn't got his players, guys. Like we need, and a lot of people are saying that until we get our back four back up, and some people saying in the chat, just by having one of them back, obviously there's no Shaw, there's no Martinez, but even one out of the three back, look at the difference.
Appreciate you, man, for that, because it's everyone's so now, and we're looking at the squad and it has so many problems as a whole. The centre back or the back line last season was the real stronghold. You know, we were saying that there was consistency there. You know, players that have been injured right now and have been difficult to find consistency in Varane were consistent last season. You know, you had to maybe manage their minutes, which I think Ten Hag is saying. And when he talks about tactical, I think that's an element of it. Managing the footballers' minutes throughout a whole season, especially someone like Varane, you can't always play him. And that's a tactical decision there. So, yeah.
Højlund as well, like, you know, Anthony, Garnacho, just the rest of the players. But let's start. Well, you seem like you want to start Anthony there.
Bro, I'm really worried, Flex. You know, when it comes to Anthony, he doesn't strike me anything as a Manchester United winger. I could list off throughout the last 10 or so seasons, 20 or so seasons, players that just feel to me more like Manchester United wingers. They want to attack the byline, they want to put crosses in for their striker, they want to make the right decisions on counter-attacks, something that's in our DNA. It's like he's struggling in those kind of elements of the game. Yes, he does good recovery work and works back hard and tracks back much better than Rashi, but he's not physical enough. He's doing the flicks today. I mean, you know, trying to connect with your fullback, I think, is a big part of Ten Hag's game. You know, he speaks about getting the fullbacks involved. And when you're careless with the ball once it's come to you and you're trying to flick it on, or, you know, it's just poor what he's doing with the football right now. And Pellistri looked good, you know, and he in a weird way creates the goal for us.
Yeah, by endeavour. Just, do you know what I mean? Keep going. He fights with Robertson, gets up. You know, good. Just a bit of intensity and just work.
Try him for a few games. I know it's your guy, and I know he's valued at 80 million, even though you want them at 35, 40. But try Pellistri for a few games, please. You know, he brings that bright spark. Played at a high level against Bayern Munich, against Alfonso. Davies, yeah. Come on, give him some minutes, Ten Hag. And I think that's maybe the issue with a lot of the fans right now. They're saying he's not creative enough in his selection. His in-game management. Again, the reason why it was a poor game today. In-game management. We were crying out for a Mount 10 minutes earlier. We were crying out for a substitution for players. Højlund maybe shouldn't come off. You know, a lot of people are annoyed at that, but we need to make these substitutions and these in-game decisions much earlier. In terms of Højlund, though, again, another fantastic. I really like to watch him play, Flex, but he's just not getting any service. I feel like we have to play the game towards him more. I don't know how we're going to be able to do that. That's the manager's job, to find a system where we solely just look to create and give him the ball a lot of the time. But like everyone was mentioning, like yourself, like Sol mentioned, well, he's feeding off scraps the whole game. How is he going to be able to score goals for us, to fit into this team? It looks like he's just out there on his own at times. He's not part of the side yet. I don't understand it.
To finish off, who was your man of the match and why?
It's got to be someone in the defensive line. I mean, Maguire was fantastic today. Wan-Bissaka really is a bright spark. I think Scott was okay as well, actually, you know, even though I don't think he should be at the club because of, you know, we wanted to get rid of him and all these kind of things. Ericsson looked massively leggy.
Yeah, massively.
I'm going to give it to Maguire, man. I really enjoyed his performance. I know we want more, you know, offensive or playmaking kind of centre-backs in Martinez, but he even tried to do a bit of that today. So, Maguire.
Big up.
Nice.
Come on, man. Send your title.